Hi, here we are again. We are Las Comadres 619. My name is Diana,
I'm Vanessa.
and we have a guest today.
Hello, I'm Patty.
Hi, Patty. Welcome.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Patty.
Thank you.
We're sharing microphone. You know we always have a mic issue. We're
We're kind
working
of
on
little
it.
ghetto-licious, that's
We're
why.
working on it. Okay, so today our topic is BPD. I think we went into it last episode just a little bit and said, we're going to talk about this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So our guest is here to tell us a little more about BPD. What does it stand for, BPD?
Borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, so that's what it is. It's borderline personality disorder, and there's a lot to it. There's so many layers. We can never get into all of it, but our purpose here today is to just say its name,
Mm-hmm.
bring it to the fore, open conversation, and get a personal experience.
Definitely. I think it's awesome that you're here and that you're able to share what you're going through.
Thank
When
you.
did you know or when did you learn that you had BPD?
Well, I've got diagnosed when I was about 23, 24 years old. It's when I first got
Mm-hmm.
diagnosed. When I first started showing symptoms of borderline personality disorder, I think I was in my teenager years.
Mm-hmm.
I started with some personal harm.
Like cutting yourself?
I was cutting myself at 16 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I went through some like sexual molestation, so that was bothering me. So I released some of the tension by cutting myself. So that's how I got through it in my teenager years because I wasn't receiving therapy or anything like that. So
Did anyone know that you were cutting yourself?
no, nobody knew.
If you don't mind me asking, where would you cut yourself?
On my legs,
Like
yeah,
on your thighs?
yeah, my thighs. I have scars on my
Hmm.
thighs. Yeah,
And what
it went
were
on
you
for like.
feeling when you would cut? Like, what
Well,
was your
I
purpose in?
my purpose was I was just feeling like a lot of like pain. Like I was just feeling like pain. Like I did not understand why I went through what I went through. So I would cut myself to kind of like relieve the pain
Hmm. The
that I
internal.
felt, the guilt, the shame, or whatever I felt. So I would cut myself to like relieve the pain.
Hmm.
Plus, I was going through changes, like changing, like having different friends, fitting in, um,
Regular teenage stuff.
regular teenager stuff,
Mm.
my parents not getting along, then my dad going through alcoholism and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So different dynamics in my family too that
Hmm.
were happening. So
Was there anyone that you could reach out during that year, that during those years?
no, I
No,
only had my friends, and my friends weren't that helpful.
you weren't able to communicate. You
No,
were communicating, but not at a level where they were able to understand.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So if you're a kid and you're going through this, what signs should your parents have seen?
Probably some isolation. I was isolating a lot in my room.
Hmm.
Isolating. I was drinking. I was drinking at the
Did
time.
they know? Could they tell that you were drinking?
Well, I was getting in trouble. I was ditching school, and I was getting in trouble at
Mm.
school.
Hmm.
And I had gotten caught by the police like ditching, so they
Mhm.
brought me back to school, and I had a bottle of tequila, so I had to attend like AA classes and like behind the scenes, like
Like anon.
yeah, alcohol classes.
Mm.
So
What
my
did you think
mom,
of that? What did you think of the classes at that time?
well, they took me to UCSD.
Oh, okay.
To I had to see like
Uh huh.
trauma victims of alcoholism, like DUIs,
Mhm.
people that were like in accidents and stuff like that.
Mm.
They put me behind the scenes to see like what alcohol causes because well
That's their
alcohol,
baby.
yeah,
That's our baby.
what alcohol causes and stuff like that, the accidents that it caused. And it was like an eye opening, but
Pretty intense, huh?
yeah, yeah,
So, would you recommend this to teenagers
yeah,
nowadays? That
yeah, I would.
just so many things available to them and
Yeah.
easily available. So you would totally recommend this type of, I don't want to say treatment, but this type of like eye opening, not only to the kids, but to the parents too.
It was an experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it
Seems like
was.
it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How long was that? How long did it take, like from the beginning to the end for those that type of like the DUI?
Well, I went. It was only one night
Oh, I see.
for the UCSD where I
Mhm.
went to UCSD and got to see that whole like trauma victims and stuff like that. It
Mhm.
was only one night.
So was it like a scared straight type of thing where they were trying to scare you into doing what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, that's what it pretty much it
Oh.
was. Yeah.
Did it help at that moment?
Yeah, it helped in that moment. Yeah, I
Yeah.
stopped drinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped drinking. I didn't start back drinking till I was like 21 when
Mhm.
I was overage, but that was a whole different experience.
Yeah. Could you tell us a bit more, sorry,
Okay.
about BPD? Like you said, isolation and self mutilation. What else? Like some people say that they just like turn off completely, like no emotion towards anyone. Is that correct? I mean, everyone's different.
Mm,
It's just your experience because everybody has their own
Mm-hmm.
experience.
well, for me, I became I was more like sensitive to everything, like how um how I experience everybody. I tend to be more like sensitive to everybody.
Like your perception.
Like rejection.
Oh, I see.
Like rejection is a big part of my borderline personality disorder and feeling abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
So anything similar to that is tends to grab it, like make me flip out or make me feel some kind of way.
Now, when you say flip out, can you help us with that? Like, be more. Go. Can you?
Well,
Could you go into detail?
I take it like really personal, like
Mm-hmm.
when somebody like rejects me
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
Can you give us an example of rejection? Because it doesn't have to be like a huge rejection. It could be something very small.
Small.
So, like, can you give us an example so our listeners can understand what we're talking about?
Like maybe like a friend saying no to me, like because they have like schedule conflict, like not being able to go on a friend date with
Mm-hmm.
me or something like that. That like I would take it as a rejection. Like
Can I ask you something? I'm gonna interrupt.
yes,
Do you take it personal? Like
yes.
very personal when they like Pat, you know
Well,
what? We have an appointment today, but we're not gonna be able to make it. What happens to Pat?
yeah, I take it personal. Like there's something wrong with me or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Even though we're all good and we're gonna
yeah.
talk and but you're okay. And what happens like when we're
Well,
talking
that was
afterwards?
before I developed like coping skills
Awesome.
now. But like before that, when I didn't have control over my borderline
Uh huh.
personality disorder, that would happen to me. Like I would take it personal, like oh, like this person doesn't want to hang out with me. There's
Mm-hmm.
something wrong with me or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you have coping skills, what kind are they in particular with that thing? Like as far as like dealing with rejection like that. So what's your coping skills that you know now?
Now I use dialectical behavioral therapy. So like whatever negative thought I have, I turn it into something positive. Like I try to like switch it to something positive. Like whatever negative thought I have,
Mm-hmm.
like my negative self talk is like I switch it to something positive. Like I try to think, oh, maybe that person has something going on or whatever I need to do to make sure that I don't like take it personal.
Mm-hmm. I think
Like
that's great. I think
it's
we
not
all need
me.
that
Yeah.
because I could easily go off on like going into Costco and someone like looking at me or bumping into me, and I'll be like, and then I have to be like, okay, it just bumped into you. You gotta calm down. So
Yeah.
I gotta do some coping skills on my own, girl.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Okay, so when you first got it, that's what happened to you. That was your experience. And then you said you got diagnosed at what age again?
24, 23.
Okay, so then 24, 23. Once you got diagnosed at that age and you started your journey to where you're at now, what things could you tell our listeners that could help them to do something better or different than you did to make their journey easier?
Well, if they're seeing that they're causing themselves self harm, that's like a number one red flag that they could be borderline personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the traits that borderline personality disorder has
Mm-hmm.
is self mutilation. So that would be one of the traits to look out for, and talk to a doctor about it.
And some people, we've talked about it before on our podcast, especially being Latinos, where we have a certain way of thinking, and like there's kind of like stigmas that come with,
Yeah, taboo. We don't talk about it.
yeah, we don't talk about things, we pray things away, we don't tell other people outside of our family what's going on.
Or if they're asked, they were like, "Oh, pues sabes qué?" Pues, but we don't say it, and
So
that is not right.
yeah,
We
it's
need to address it, and maybe they have certain things in their family, that can be helped. Not certain things, but certain issues with people, because this is not a stigma. This is not
Well,
a
like
label.
for example, my dad doesn't understand it. Like he doesn't understand. I tried sending him links and stuff like that so he could read about it, but till this day he doesn't understand what it is. In Spanish, it's trastorno de personalidad,
Uh-huh.
and he doesn't understand what it is. And I don't think my mom can grasp it either.
Have
What?
you sat down? Have you tried to sit down with them?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah. And
have.
what about having a professional with you while y'all sit down?
Yes, that has happened too.
Mhm. As a parent, I think it's hard to accept that your child, even if you're a grown person, has this personality problem or mental health issue. Yeah, disorder. But I also believe that as parents, we have to be open,
Yeah.
especially now
What?
that we talk about everything under the sun.
Yeah.
So why can't we talk about this?
Well, I actually have three diagnoses. I have borderline personality
Mm-hmm.
disorder,
Mm-hmm.
schizoaffective disorder,
Mm-hmm.
and post traumatic stress disorder.
Mm.
So I deal with all those three things.
And you're surviving
it's a
every
combination,
day.
it's a
Yeah.
You're a
crazy
warrior,
combination,
Pat.
huh?
Yeah.
You are.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. You should be proud of yourself too. First of all, for coming on to our podcast and talking so freely about your issues. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're awesome. And clap hands, please.
Yeah, really. And I tell you all the time, I say you're the strongest person I know, because there's so many like barriers that are there, and you just like you knock them
Girl, you're
down
like
one
an
at a
onion.
time.
You have a lot of layers to
Thank you.
peel.
Thank
I
you.
think you're awesome. And I think you're gonna be awesome. You're just every day is a different day. You know that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to open conversation. So if
Yeah,
you have any questions or comments, you can direct them toward any of us, and we'll all respond.
definitely.
Or if you want to hear more about it, we can do another one, a second
Okay.
one.
Hmm.
But we're glad you came. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Please subscribe and like if you haven't already,
Yes. And
and
share.
share, please. Yeah,
Thank you, Pat. Really
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
You're
yeah, we
welcome.
appreciate your help, because there's so many people out there that need the help.
Mhm.
There's a lot going on in this world, and if we can help each other, even if it's just helping one person, then it's worth us being here today.
Definitely. We're gonna sign off today. Las Comadres 619. Diana.
I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Patty. Thank you.
Yay!
Thanks a lot.